DJ's here, back at you with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. Well, look what we got in front of us here, guys. We got a new beer from our buddies at Guinness. That's right, straight out their famous St. James Gate Brewery, aka Diageo Company, by the way. But anyway, what beer is it? It's the Red Harvest Stout. Now, this beer is coming to us from Dublin, Ireland, and it's a dry Irish stout. That's their fall seasonal, their new entry into the fall seasonal market, by the way. 4.1% ABV and between 30 and 45 IBUs. Regular Guinness itself, which is this one, that the famous beer that it is 37 IBUs, and they sell 1.8 billion pints of this a year. So this beer is apparently a take on this beer, and it's their attempt, like I said, to enter into the fall seasonal market without having a, say, pumpkin beer. They're saying that this is a celebration of the famous Celtic or Celtic harvest festival called saw-wen. And what they would do is they would celebrate the transition from fall into winter, and they would celebrate it with sweet things. So that tells me maybe this beer's a bit sweeter, less roasted than this beer, and it's probably definitely going to be that way because they're using lightly roasted malt instead of the dark roasted barley that they use in this one, and they're using sweet Irish malt. So basic same recipe, just a swap out of some roasted barley and malts. So without further ado, let's get this brand new Guinness cracked open and see if the Red Harvest Stout makes me smile like regular Guinness does. Don't you guys love that sound? I love the sound of the widget in Guinness beers when you crack it open and you hear that bad boy doing the spin, and that means it's time for me to get my pour on. Nothing like pouring a Guinness straight into the can. You don't even have to look at it. You just let it go glug, glug, glug right down into your nonic, and you know by the end of this, after this nitro treated lovely is in the glass, that life is going to be pretty good in some ways. So look at that, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous cascading Guinness. I love watching a Guinness cascade, don't you? It's one of those things that every guy who's a craft beer drinker or gal who's a craft beer drinker, you've seen it done in the pub. You've done it in your house just like I did here, dumping this can straight down into the glass without fear of tipping over. And you know when it's done, you're going to have a creamy, lovely, delicious brew on your hands, just like you pulled it out of the pub. And that's, I think, one of the allures of Guinness. It's what made it unique in the beginning, and it's what makes it unique still today. Anyways, enough flapping my gums. We're settling out here. Still, the nitros is cascading out of this one. And when I look up to the light, it is more of a red color than the regular Guinness. Really, the Guinness itself, everybody says it's black, but it's not. It's a really dark brownish red, and this is a lighter brownish red. I reckon that's from the malt swap out. But look at that beer, guys. Just a lovely, lovely brew. I'm going to let this set for a minute while it settles out, and I'll be back with you in a couple of seconds or a few minutes when I'm ready, and we'll talk about the aroma, the appearance, and all that good stuff. Back in the flash. Hey guys, I'm back. Look at this gorgeous beer. That is a really nice looking beer. It looks just like our friend regular Guinness. It's got that nice, slightly off-white head on the top, super creamy and thick, not sudsy or anything like that. When I hold it up to the light, it is a whole shade lighter than the regular Guinness is. Lots of red. It's a brownish red color, but way, way more red tones coming out. This is more black with red, like dark ruby hints coming through it. This is more brown with lighter ruby hints coming to it. So we get the appearance. It's a gorgeous beer. It's a Guinness. It was on nitro. It's coming out nice. So let's get a nose on this and see what's going on in the aroma department. Caramel, toffee, maybe really mild roast, sweet malt, and that's about it. You don't get the coffee aromas and things like you do with the Guinness and maybe the dark chocolate. They're, you know, all subtle aromas being what kind of beer it is and anything, but a lot of caramel in this, a lot of toffee, and a lot of sweetness, and I think that's what this beer is supposed to be. If it's matching the Samhain festival where they would give offerings of sweet things, well, maybe this is our offering of sweet things. So let's get a taste on this. Shout out to all my buddies in the UK. I guess this is a UK/Ireland type product, and I guess for this kind of beer we say Slán Siva. Cheers. Well, it drinks a lot like Guinness. It tastes exactly as the nose advertised. Caramel, toffee, and sweet malt. Super easy drinking. Medium, probably thin, medium body, watery. Like Guinness is kind of watery actually itself. Very drinkable. Instant glass lacing like all Guinness as it goes down. Super smooth. It has less flavor, I think, overall in a lot of ways than the traditional Guinness here. Really easy to drink. You could session on this, no problem at all, and drink them back to back. It's sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. There's enough hop in there, whatever hop they're using in this, to tame that sweetness back. Let me get another taste here. And it's a generally, I guess you would say, unoffensive beer. Guinness is like that too itself, traditional Guinness. But traditional Guinness, I think, has a bit more flavor than this. But as a take on Guinness, you know, actually in the end, there's a little coffee taste in the aftertaste. As you drink it down and you have a few more slugs, there is actually a little bit of layers of flavors in there with the caramel, toffee, sweet malt, and then like a finish of a bit of coffee. But I think it's a generally pleasant beer. It's an interesting offering. It's way, way better than the generous ale that they put out. That I just didn't like at all. This hits a lot better notes. The the nitrose in there gives it that super creamy mouthfeel. Besides, even though it's a little watery, it still has that nice silky mouthfeel as it goes down. And I think it's a beer I would drink again, and I will because I bought a 4-pack of it. So, and I'm not upset about the purchase. I think it's a quality beer. You know, it's not mind-blowingly tasty, and I'm not saying, oh damn, I gotta chug this whole freaking 4-pack right now. But if I did at 4.1% ABV, I'd probably still be fine. At least to walk around the basement. Or the dungeon, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, what do the other people have to say about it and grade it? Rate beer, you see me sign now, gives it a 29. Rate beer, take the piss, fuck off, go to hell, whatever you want to say. Rate beer, you guys are idiots. Beer advocates giving it a 72. I think it's a little bit better than a 72. I'm going to give this beer a B-. I'm going to give it like an 81. It's a tasty beer, highly quaffable or drinkable. You could session these back to back to back, and it's not a bad or all-flavored beer at all. It's just not a big mind-blowing beer. Folks that maybe are not big craft beer drinkers, or they're afraid by a dark-colored beer, I think they could approach this beer, and it will be an excellent gateway beer, and gateway to fall seasonals, and it is a nice switch from pumpkin this and that, and this is a hell of a lot better than a lot of the really shit pumpkin beers I've drank. So anyways, guys, that's my take on it. B-. If you've had this, let me know. I love the quid pro quo. We love the back and forth. Let me know what you think. I like to hear your opinion. Anyways, and you know what? Another part of the opinion, I guess, is that you can develop with drinking beer is when you think globally and you drink locally and you support the craft beer movement and you help this thing keep growing. I don't think Guinness really needs to grow much bigger when you're selling 1.8 billion pints a year. This bad boy, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a beer drinking kind of guy. So until the next DJs BrewTube, I can't even speak now. Thanks a million for supporting that craft beer movement. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to all my subs. Until then, damn, I'm going to kick back, enjoy this beer, and give you a big peace out.